yourself on that one. But I could not find your Twitter account. So nope.
Because I don't want to encourage this. I don't want anybody to jump in. I don't want anybody else to be like, I want to get in on the racism. You know, that's
on your racist Twitter account.
yeah. And on top of that, I know that because of the multiple bans I've served, I know that they go into the chunk where there's a section where you have to click the button to get more replies, or the ones that may contain like bad content. Even though mine aren't filled with swears, I've just been put on the naughty step enough times. So
so people actually have to opt in to see your shit.
well, they have to click the button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
How many times have you been banned?
at least twice.
Okay.
Like full on shut down your account kind of band.
Yeah, it was delete this tweet and you're going to serve a suspension.
Also, it told you which tweet it was.
Oh, you have to. The way that the banning process works is that you say offensive content, or what Twitter deems offensive, okay? Then the next time you go in, it has this warning message, and it says, you broke the rules.
You've
Right?
been naughty.
And it says, you broke the rules with this tweet. So what you can do, if you don't think that's the case, you can submit an appeal, okay? But you will stay banned until that appeal happens. You will not start
You don't
to
credit.
well, you will not start to do your sentence until you click this button and delete your tweet. Then your sentence will begin. So if you appeal the tweet, which you will lose, then you still have to wait for them to look at it, review it, tell them, they will tell you to fuck off, and then you will then hit the button, delete your tweet, and then serve.
Because, yeah, that doctor on Rogan said that he had no idea which tweet it was. They were trying to figure it out. So, it's just,
Doctor on was that the guy that? I understand that there's two of them. One of them is fairly sane, and the other one actually is a quack.
the one Dr. Malone, he was part of like the mRNA.
Okay, I think he was the
Creation
one
of
that
the
people are
vaccine.
like, actually, that guy's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another guy who's like a
that's
cardiologist who's like a little bonkers. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
But yeah, he got banned, and he's just like, yeah, me and my wife are pulling through the tweets trying to figure out which one it was. But
Oh, they'll tell you.
off the
That's
Twitter
weird.
jail.
Yeah, they tell you because they're like, I mean, unless it was something different for them, I have no idea. But they're
it's
just.
such a big platform that they're just like, we yanked you for
What's hard to say
what you
because
say in life.
well, what happens there is you have dorks that will report you, right? That's how you get the attention. Is if you say something that
Yeah, people will mail you out.
Gotcha.
can, yep.
Did
And
they
so,
get like a $10 bounty?
Right, yeah.
oh, that
Did they get a bump in likes?
bro, if there was a bounty, I'd be narking
myself.
people out all day long. That would be my game. But my attempts to narc people out, they're like, this doesn't break the rules. I'm like, really? That's okay. So I remember I went to Twitter once and I was like, so here's your rules, cut and paste. Here's what this person said. Why is this person still walking around?
Were they trans?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were just blue check marks.
Oh, they were blue check marks. Oh, so you actually went after somebody with a blue check mark.
What's a blue check
I
mark?
hear a blue check mark's kind of hard to get.
It is now.
It is now.
So
okay.
basically, there's a bunch of legacy check marks from when Twitter was in its infancy,
Right.
and they were trying to vet people. So blue check marking is basically all it is Twitter verifying your identity based on your notoriety. So if you meet their standards
Okay.
right? So this is how you get the difference between the Donald Trump and a Donald Trump.
Well, it's the real Donald Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
There was a colleague that he retired a couple years ago, but he was so proud because Donald Trump we retweeted back at him one day. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was sitting there, and this guy teaches IT, and he was like, he's this big Democrat, big into the whole. He's kind of like old school Democrat kind of thing too,
Yeah.
where it's blue team through and through, regardless of who's on it, kind of thing. All right.
Oh, blue no matter who.
Blue no matter who. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Oh, wait, that's not mine. That is just your open statement that you refuse to think critically. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he got tweeted by Donald J. Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He was like so happy and stuff. Blah blah
not
blah.
him.
it's not him, and I couldn't tell him.
Oh, I was like,
I,
did you pop his balloon?
no, I can't pop his. But he teaches fucking IT. I was like, come on, man. So yeah. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Twitter jail, not in Twitter jail.
Not in, stayed out.
Okay. Are you on the run?
On the run. I
He's out
you
illegally.
fighting the law?
not. I'm not, busting over the pipe and leaving a black rock on top of the can of money so that
right.
Red can find me in Zawatanehu. But yeah, it's. I'm not keeping my head low because if I get banned, I get banned, right?
Right.
But I'm also not going to take the same tactics.
Are you reading it twice?
No,
No.
I'm not giving the ammunition of saying as a.
Oh, you're not even doing the
No.
preamble.
No, because if I say something in there that is also racist,
Then you're done.
of course, that's what I said. I can't dispute this.
Oh, per their rules, they're not wrong, huh?
Of course they're not. Because as far as they look at it, it's like, well, he made a racist statement and said he's a racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, he showed us where the body was and gave us the gun. Yeah, and told us he hated the bitch.
So, yep.
Check.
And that's his confession. That's his witness, and that's a notary.
Right, yeah.
Before he got banned, how many likes?
Do you get likes in
Just for
Twitter?
comedy?
Is it like YouTube? I've never been on Twitter.
Sometimes I would get a bunch. Sometimes
Oh, yeah?
I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd get no response. Frankly, it pissed me off because nobody really gives you love for your best stuff. So when I
So
would,
you go after blue check mark people. Who do you go after? I'm curious.
who do I go after?
Yeah, just give me an example of one.
Oh, well, so my favorite places to troll, of course, are the Times, CNN.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't go onto other people's pages because, like, there are people that do this shit all day long. They will hang out on Glenn Greenwald's page and fucking, oh, you tweeted something, I'd better...
Yeah, just poke the honey badger.
better go out there and say, like, oh, you're not actually a Democrat, blah, blah, blah. No, to me, that's like harassment. But if you go out there and you pick on stories or whatever... I made I think I made a joke about like fucking Captain Crunch, and that got 1 million likes. So.
Nice.
Well, not actually 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lit it
Captain
up.
Crunch, huh?
yeah, because I was I'm trying to remember. It was somebody famous, and they were talking.
Don Lemon.
No.
Don
no.
Lamont. Is that what we call him now?
I think I heard Jeff say it like that one time.
Did I?
Don Lamont. I like it.
No, somebody said something
Is Booker
about.
still on there?
He is.
Oh, okay.
Somebody said something about like it was somebody famous, and they talked about like how my dad did this, or I did this with my dad when I was 7, or something like that. And I was like, when I was 7, I discovered that the Captain Crunch factory made a mistake and made a cereal with nothing but crunch berries, and it was the happiest day of my life. And it's been nothing but downhill ever since.
They fixed the problem.
Yeah.
They noticed it.
They took oops off the box. It's so sad. Those damn yellow pieces came back.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. And I was like, all right, that's just me screwing around. It's not me constantly being like, Kamala Harris stole my bike, or
Stole my bike.
She's got nothing better to do, so she just strolled my neighborhood and took my
She knocked
bike.
over my mailbox.
No, it's statistically based on the shade of her skin.
Oh God.
She's the likely candidate to have stolen my bike, or generally speaking, have bad credit.
Yeah, you get banned for that, huh?
Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, you're definitely pointing her out.
Yeah,
So,
and probably talk out loud in the movie theater.
Would you shut up?
up.
Shut up!
Get him, Die Hard.
And turn off your fucking phone.
Right.
What's that from?
Oh, we made that up, man,
Oh,
years ago.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one of your former coworkers, right?
Oh,
Didn't you actually go to the theater with him?
yeah, and yeah, Robert. Yeah, he would do stuff like that. He would tell stories like from movies, but say them like he was in the movie.
Right.
So it was weird because
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
yeah, he'd be like, he'd tell stories. It's
So I
like,
was running from this dinosaur.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
it was weird because he'd be like, yes, I was walking around, right? And then, like, I saw this dude with his goat head, right? And I, like, chopped his head off, and I hold this one sword, and I throw it up in the thing, right? I was like, are you not entertained? It was like, oh, you didn't live that. That was that movie Gladiator.
That was Gladiator.
He's like, I know.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
funny. I
That's
remember telling Rob about that. He's like, got a friend that does just the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the only
also
guy
was
that I
not
knew who had that
thing.
one trumped was the guy who would actually put himself in every joke. So,
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
So I was on this airplane once.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So, he would tell the joke from like first person perspective. So it wasn't a guy walked in a bar and saw this. He's like, I walked in a bar,
yeah.
I saw blah, blah, blah. So... And he'd get you all the time with that shit because he'd be like, no shit. And then you'd have this stupid punchline at the end. You'd be like, well, you motherfucker. You got me again, man.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be one of those ones. Would he do the ones where the whole point of the joke was to drag you out and then the punchline was something dumb?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah,
Always.
where you
oh
just,
wow.
he tells the whole story and you go on, it takes 5 minutes, and then the punchline is like, I didn't know dogs could talk.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, well, I was trying to go across the street. Yeah.
Right.
You know? I remember that guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
He had uncanny ability. Even after he did it to you like 3 times, he'd still get you eventually.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
After a while, you just realized that everything that came out of his mouth was bullshit. So,
Except for the occasional time when it wasn't.
which was never.
Well,
So,
okay.
yeah.
But you wanted to be there for the time that it was.
I guess, man. I mean, the guy didn't have this like amazing, exciting life. He threw luggage for a living. So,
Are we recording?
we are. Oh my God, we're like 12
Oh.
minutes in, 13 minins in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you got me going on that Twitter jail. So,
Yeah, true.
Is that why you
curious.
Yeah,
started?
he said
okay.
we got to get this going.
Yeah, I said we
Tell
gotta
the
get
people what we're doing.
No, this is Coffee Before Bed, the podcast that starts 13 minutes late. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
Okay. All right, back to conversation.
Okay.
Let's just pretend that didn't happen.
I'm sorry. I was like, did you hit the buttons? Like, are we actually?
I did hit the
It's
button.
okay. No,
Yeah.
that's great. Now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. No, I remember stuff like that. It's funny. It's like, again, I was never trying to be like deliberately racist. Like, but there were some things that there's some jokes out there that I don't want to cop to this. I'll cop to it because I'm not doing this for the purpose of actually being racist. All right. So, say for example, that you're reading a story about, say, let's talk about the subway pushing,
Oh, yeah.
right? Now, you saw the picture of the suspect.
I don't think I have.
I have.
Okay.
In white.
No.
So, if you, for example, simply post the letter N as your reply.
Yeah, that's pretty racist. You know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not the joke.
What's the joke?
The joke is, what do the 5 people after you?
Oh, yeah, then they jump your shit, don't they?
No.
Wait, what?
They write it out.
Well, Does the next person also post one letter? Does the next person after that post one letter? Till you get to the total of 6 letters.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I guess I've never seen that.
Gotcha.
Okay,
So
so
nobody did anything offensive, but you as a group nailed it.
if you're all thinking the same way and your intent is to just piss people off,
Did the second guy put an A?
that'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's what I did, okay? But that would be the kind of stuff that, yes, just posting the one letter could also get you in trouble.
Does that happen like every time? No. Okay.
No, because you get policed for that.
For writing one letter, huh? They do examine the context.
Yeah. It's pretty darn clear what you're doing. But if I will say this, you can go into YouTube comments, you'll find it there.
Yeah, YouTube's actually pretty good at policing a lot of that stuff out, though.
What if you slow rolled like a lowercase o right after the next 5 people went?
I've never
Slow
seen it
rolled an O?
tried.
I guess
So
I
you
don't
meant
get
to be
it.
typing no.
Right, so you're talking about size
I
24 fonts.
accidentally hit enter after the N.
Yeah, they're still gonna, I mean, they're just going to delete that out of there. I mean, on my YouTube channel, people post bullshit all the time. All right, and if the filter doesn't catch it right off the bat, it gets scrubbed within about 24 hours. So they go back in, because they're like on the, oh, dude, like the first 4 or 5 comments in any YouTube video that I post are fucking porn links.
The first 4 tweets and anything
Yeah.
posted are not necessarily that, but there's a lot of like, my sister needs surgery,
Yep.
and yeah.
Yep, same thing.
Donate to this.
Donate to this. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do you want to make a fortune in Bitcoin?
And they do this thing where they'll space out the letters to get around the filter the next time, and the filter gets smarter, and it scrubs it down. And so like you'll go into like your metrics page, and it'll have like no processing for like 3 or 4 days just because it's fighting all that shit off. So
Gotcha.
yeah, and eventually it's like so much shit gets uploaded to YouTube every day, they just move on to something else like within the next minute. So yeah, so after a couple days, most of that shit's just gone. Now I don't know if Twitter is the same way.
Yeah, most of the time they just leave it there.
Yeah,
Because what'll happen is, like, it does have, like, a shit post filter.
yeah,
And so those things, if they fit those categories, you can click on the thing to look at them.
mm-hmm.
Because it's not just shit posts for there. It is actual shit posts, like some of the ones that I would do.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise, it just collapses them down so you can't see them, or
yeah, there's a button that you press to
Got
open
it.
it. It's a show tweets.
yeah, I have seen that. Come
Yeah.
to think of it, I've
It's
been on
just a waste.
Twitter in a long time.
It's a fucking waste of time.
Yeah.
They I don't want to say it's fun. It's just something that I do.
Sounds like it's fun.
It's not as much fun as you think, because
Okay.
you don't get as many of the reactions that you want,
Right.
right? And you can't engage in actual, God knows I wouldn't call it discourse, right? Like, you can get in some fights with people, but it's never productive. It's never interesting, because all people are going to do is they're going to spout the same statistics at you. They're going to spout the same
Yeah.
fucking, lines at you. So it ends up not being entertaining, right? Because people always get pissed in the same way,
Yeah.
right? So, like, say, for example, again, I was just trying to ruffle feathers, where, like, that new, like, Jeopardy contestant.
I don't know
Have
about
you been
this.
hearing about this? Okay,
No.
so there's a trans Jeopardy contestant
Uh-huh.
who was cleaning house,
Okay.
all right? And she finally lost. Well, it's up for debate what you want to say. She
What does she
identifies
say
as
she is?
Right.
She says she. Yeah, okay.
But this, so they're posting articles about how she set the women's record, right?
Not even safe outside of the pool, huh?
Well, okay, and this is one of those softball things
Yeah.
where they asked her, this interview, and they're like, so how did you do so well out there? And she's like, I have a love of learning, right? And and it was just like, well, you love every school subject except biology. And
Oh,
like, but that's the
Did
thing.
you say that?
Of course, because the whole reason was to go in there like I'm gonna piss somebody off, right?
Yeah, that would
that
do
is,
it.
bro. You know what it is? That's shit posting.
Yeah,
It's-
definitely
This
shit
goes
posting. Oh my
back
God.
to message boards and stuff. But the funny look, the problem is that's tame, or at least not enough provocative
Yeah.
for the other people in the thread.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's all this is. Twitter is just a different form of message boards. That's it. This may as well be the one that you talked about model trains on, or
Well, that one's kind of limited by subject.
I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. And
So-
it's prettier and more accessible than actually using fucking Reddit, which is just the worst
I can't-
interface
yeah.
in human history.
It's
So
tough.
you're aware of it.
I've only used it a couple times because it pops up on Google.
Yeah.
And I want to get the answer because it says it right there, but just not enough the whole sentence.
Yeah.
And then I can't find the sentence where it gives the answer anywhere in there.
And so you go into Reddit, yeah, and you have to like click to expand,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and what you want to know just simply is what is the proper gear ratio for a 12-speed bike or something, and you know, it's funny because every single Reddit thread's the same too. Is you ask like, what's the best video card for the price? 3 posts in, it's going to be Donald Trump is a fascist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like you guys just can't help yourselves, can you?
yeah.
It is so hard to get like actual answers to things like now that I search. Like,
Do you remember Ask Jeeves?
oh
I
yeah.
remember his work.
Yeah.
But
And then
you're
turned
right.
to Ask.com. Yeah, after that. I think that one's still out there.
Yeah.
That was Google before Google was Google, kind of.
Now, Alta Vista was Google before.
Alta Vista, yeah, or Netscape, yeah. So, what was the homepage on there where you could search? What was it called?
On Netscape?
Yeah. Wasn't it Navigator?
Navigator.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, yeah. That's right.
A giant little pirate ship wheel.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Wow, you remember
Certain things.
the good old days of the internet?
Yeah, there was a time where the internet was actually kind of innocent and cute.
Well, yes and no. That was also when it was at its wildest of Wild West.
Well, yeah, but kinda. But then there was also like I remember, like you wouldn't have any problems signing up for like an email list or something, you know, because it hadn't been forced on you or anything like that in order to actually access something like that.
Oh, you mean like when you'd actually want to be one of
Exactly. Yeah, you just didn't get like
Yeah.
fucking trolled up by.
yeah.
You know, because I actually went through and you know you're the IT guy, but I actually found this cool like checklist article that was like, go check all these settings on your PC right now just in case.
Oh.
And holy fuck if they weren't all on. It was all the stuff. It was like, do you want to let third-party apps actually download things to your computer? You know, and all kinds of shit. I was like, that exists? That's a thing?
I have not gone through and cleaned my computer.
Yeah. So, and it was just like this. I mean, it was just, you know, this listed like 10 things, but then I sat there and I was thinking about it, like back in the days of, you know, the original Netscape or Prodigy. Well, maybe not that far back, but, you know, when you were first on, quote, the internet, you know, the one with pictures, you know,
Right.
it was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, nobody's out
Yeah,
there just
sign me
trying
up to
to,
everything,
yeah,
man.
absolutely,
Right.
that's fine. It was all opt in, you know, kind of stuff. And now it seems like it's opt out of everything. So anyway, I turned all those settings off. My computer runs like 5 times better now because it's not sitting there trying to like communicate all of my data to the world. So, and they were just like really simple things. They're all in the
Yeah.
settings page. So,
You know, it's funny that you say that because I'm thinking about making a significant life change.
are you?
Yes. I'm thinking about abandoning Chrome.
Oh, I have heard that's actually something that you should do.
Which one are you going to go to?
I've heard that Edge is the one that you want to go to. So,
No, there's actually a different one that I'm looking at.
which one is it?
Eric uses one. I can't remember what it is.
What is it?
I can't remember what name he said. But he gave it Chrome like a year ago. I can't remember which one it's called.
I can't remember what it's called. I downloaded it. Brave.
Brave.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Brave, and I started messing with it, and there is something cool about it that you can do. where basically it's like completely anonymous.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's designed for. However, one thing that you can do is, let's say that you support a site, right?
Okay.
Because sites make their money off of
Data.
ads.
Yeah.
Well, ads. Okay.
Right.
So what you can do is you can set exceptions for certain sites for there to be ads, right?
Oh.
And what it will do is you can set those sites to be beneficiaries of your viewing ads.
Meaning.
Meaning it will generate crypto for the beneficiary site that you want by allowing to view ads.
Does the site have to claim the crypto then?
How
does that work?
To a wallet.
Huh?
It goes to a wallet.
Whose wallet though?
The wallet of the site that receives it. So if they
So
have
the site has to actually opt into that though.
right.
Yeah,
So
okay,
if they have a wallet, then you can basically have your ad viewing contribute to a different site. And there's just something about the predictive, all-encompassing knowledge. I'm sick of Google following me around. I'm sick of sometimes how slowly it makes Pat. I don't know what to tell you. I have the 2 highest processor GPUs on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But sometimes those computers get slowed down by fucking Chrome.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that a lot lately too. So, no, I know my brother was a big advocate for Chrome and maybe still is.
I was too.
Yeah, and I think in the beginning it was. I know I think it was my father-in-law tried to get me on Alta Vista for a while or whatever it was. Or Mozilla. Sorry.
Mozilla,
Yeah,
okay.
Firefox
Okay,
and then
yeah.
Mozilla. And things like that. I just never liked them. And then I remember when like Explorer was insufferable.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, but
It's
now
the
I hear
most
it's actually
vulnerable,
probably
yeah.
one of the best. So Edge is actually really good. So
It's fine. I ended up having to use it just because, for whatever reason, so many of those goddamn like Baker programs and stuff didn't work right through, and you had to try them through different browsers, and Edge ended up being the thing that worked. Like I couldn't do Knowledgeance through. Well, I could do some of them, but then some of the videos on those wouldn't load, so it just ended up being smarter to do it all through.
oh, actually, that's a good point. Some of my school stuff, they want you to use Chrome.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm turning into a slightly rebellious little pirate anyway. So when it comes to them, so
Well,
yeah. But yeah, no, like, so I mean, other than slowing down your computer, like, I don't know, when did you start thinking about that? Because I guess I didn't really notice it until, I don't know. I think like I've been watching too much YouTube. My YouTube feed lately has been completely corrupted by my daughter.
Oh no.
Oh, which is fine. I don't
fingers are
care.
all
It's
over.
completely fucking confused now as to who I am. Okay, but all it does is recommend to me like super duper long form content. And so if I have something on the TV there now,
yeah.
okay, and it's like, you know, this 15-minute kind of thing that's on the news or something like that, this clip or whatever that I want to watch from some of the morning shows that I watch, whatever. Okay, it'll immediately roll into like a 4-hour Lex Friedman podcast after that.
Whoa.
And so if I go take a shit or something and come back, my YouTube said, hey, you were watching this for 15 minutes. You want more of this, don't you? And so it's like every goddamn video. And here's my daughter watching like these 40-minute Harry Potter things on there. So it is so fucking confused at the moment. But it's kind of funny. But yeah, there's a piece of me that would just like to etch a sketch all of that out. So.
Well, you know, for years, I gotta tell you, until about like 2 years ago, I was almost exclusively Firefox.
Oh, okay.
And the problem was when when I switched over to a new computer, right? I couldn't remember what the password was.
Oh, wow.
And the reset password function was so inept that I couldn't get in. And
For
so
Firefox?
yes.
Wow.
And so the only thing I could do, okay, this was a clever solution, I think, was I went to the original computer, right? And I said, okay, well, since I can't remember the password and use it over here, and I can't reset the password from the old computer, what I can do is I can go to Chrome. I can tell it to import all the bookmarks and passwords, right? And then abandon Firefox. So
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
even though I couldn't remember my own password, Chrome was sneaky enough to essentially remember my password for me by ripping it out of another browser.
Right, yeah.
And
Tears it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
You are no longer needed.
pretty much.
It's just like giving your wallet to your kids when you get home. Here you go.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, it's not just giving your wallet. It's also like, here's a phone book of all your favorite places you like to shop. Have nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon's just as bad lately, too, man. Every time I go on that site, it's like got these predictive powers lately. Like, even last night when I was looking for one of my things, I was like, oh, you know what? I do need a new pillow. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know.
They actually recommend new pillows like every year.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
I got pillows from college still lying around the house.
Yeah, the
Right,
thing
I
is about
know.
pillows is they're not near as expensive as you think
They're
they are.
not.
Yeah. It's not like buying new silverware.
Yeah, it's not as bad. So I don't know why I keep them around. I'm like, well,
Because you're like me. Because you're like, why would I throw this out? It works. This is a perfectly good pillow.
well, then I was like, well, what do you do with all the old pillows? And they're like, oh, you donate them to the animal shelter. I was like,
Really? Oh.
Oh,
well,
well, that makes
all
sense.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were. Just next time, just rattle the empty cup at me like you're a bad guy.
Well, I didn't have a nickel to put in there.
You have a wedding ring.
Oh, yeah, I'm not putting that in there.
Have it.
Yeah.
I try to be earth conscious every once in a while, and I was just like, huh. If I throw away pillows, what do you do with them? Are they good, bad? Do they? I don't think they degrade because I've been using this for 2 decades here, and it's still here. So
Yeah, but I would never thought about donating it to an animal shelter. That's brilliant.
yeah,
That is pretty cool. So, earth conscious. I don't know how earth conscious I am. I think I've gotten less since I got a recycle bin.
less.
Yeah, I just throw all the shit in there now, man. So, you know, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No,
Well, I mean, I'm not like throwing like, what is
Oil
it?
cans?
Yeah, it is like paint. You know, look at it. I got
Turpentine,
extra
yeah.
turpentine around
Yeah.
here. In fact, I'm going to spray it out first before I throw it in there. No, it's just like, okay, so what's
Computer
actually in my
monitors.
garbage? What's actually in my bag trash? It's probably half of it is mail.
Yeah.
At any given point in time, because you know, like every day, someone's like, "You want to sell your fucking house?" And it's like, "No." So this guy wants to know that too, you know. It's or you know, like, get those little flyers. I still get the coupon flyers and shit like that. It's all
Coupons.
trash, so it just goes in the trash.
You're not opening the Val packs?
I've never opened a Valpak.
Nor have I.
Yeah,
I don't use coupons.
I don't use coupons either,
they
man.
used to say there's $100 check in some of them.
$100 check.
I don't know if they still do it anymore, but that was when I lived up in Loveland. They definitely put it on there that there could be $100 check inside.
Oh,
So it's like, I might as well open it up and look through.
uh,
I never saw one, so
yeah.
Man.
I'd be happy to throw away your money. You know?
Man, I had kind of like a private detective moment last night. So it was about 5 degrees last night.
It was
At least
fucking
that's-
cold.
At least that's what the thing said, right? So of course I let the dog out, right? And I tell her, I was like, "Hey, look, it's cold out. Come back quick." Most of the time when it's cold out, she runs outside, checks things around, comes back. It's been like 30 minutes. Like, the hell's my dog? It's like, it's cold out there.
Mhm.
And of course, she's right next door, and she is totally Heathcliffed the neighbor's trash can.
Oh Lord!
Right.
And when it's 5 degrees out,
And, you know, given what I think about my neighbors, most of the time I'd be content to, like, fuck you, right? But, you know, especially after we broke bread after they, you know, crushed my house with a tree, I'm like, you know, let me clean this up for you, right? And that was my private detective moment. I learned who they were by putting their trash back in the can.
What
You're going through their mail?
No, not through their mail.
Oh.
They're trash.
How many beer bottles?
Tons.
Right.
Oh,
And I think I have the second indicator of white trash. One that I always forget. Paper plates.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's straight up from, like Flint, Michigan territory.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were
So-
fucking chinettes out the ass.
Plastic spoons and forks, too.
I didn't see any disposable silverware because I don't know. They could be washing those off and putting them in the drawer. I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know.
But
could be licking them off.
looks clean.
but lots and lots and lots of beer bottles.
Beer bottles or
Lots.
cans?
It was bottles.
It was bottles.
Yeah.
So that's a little classier.
It
Not
is
much.
because they're not crushing silver bullets, right?
On their
Keystone.
forehead.
Yeah.
Keystone.
Keystone.
What are the white trash beers? Keystone,
Keystone.
Natty Light.
Natty
Oh,
Light,
Natty
if you can
Light,
get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a Canadian one too. Moosehead or whatever it is. So.
Molson.
Molson. There we go. Yeah. Molson. Yeah.
I like Moosehead better.
Is Moosehead,
Moosehead is
an
better.
actual beer?
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. I just like
okay.
the name of that better.
No, it is. Yeah.
What's the is it Labatt that's the classy one, or is it?
Oh, yeah, but this is a malt liquor, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Malt liquor.
Yeah, gross. So. No, man, PBR.
40s.
I haven't had a 40 in so long.
They don't taste good.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah, no, malt liquor is kind of disgusting.
They'll get you nice and drunk, but man, that's
Just more fun ways to get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well. You said you couldn't taste the shit anyway.
I didn't like 40s. I mean, I drink it, but
Yeah, but
I don't know now. I don't know what it would be like.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So.
I used to drink Mad Dog, and then I drank that like 10 years
2020?
later. Yeah. I was
Wow.
like, oh my god, that is god awful.
Were you ever a Fireball guy?
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
it'd make you sick, man.
It would make me sick as fuck, man. So.
Like I can't imagine right now you and me throwing back Goldschlagers either.
I can't do
Oh.
Goldschlager. Yeah, I remember you used to love Goldschlager.
did.
Yeah. With little gold flakies in it.
Oh, yeah. Punchy.
It's fancy.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Well,
It's
we
like
had-
it's aluminum foil. You know?
We had the whole theory that it 8 holes in your stomach would made you get drunk faster.
Oh my
This
god,
sounds
that is
like a
such a
college
fucking
theory.
college
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So it's as bad as making jungle juice, man.
Oh,
So-
Did you ever have that? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had it once.
Oh, well, you never have the same one twice.
no.
Well, okay, my one experience wasn't enough for me to be like, we should do this more often. It'll
Right.
get better.
Was
Right.
it out of a garbage can?
No, it was out of a watermelon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, that's pretty classy. Yeah, yeah.
Ours was like a cooler or
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wait, okay,
garbage
so
can.
my only knowledge of this was the watermelon, where you basically put the bottles in the watermelon.
Oh no, jungle juice is just when you take everything that you have in the house and just mix it all together.
Oh, that's
And
fucking.
throw
That's a
fruit in there.
Throw fruit and shit in there.
that's a
Yeah.
flaming Homer. Or
I guess.
cough syrup?
It never turned purple.
No, I never seen one.
cough
It's
syrup?
it's usually depending on like what kind of house it is. It's kind of like this brown orange. Yeah.
Oh shit!
There's usually
Okay.
beer in it too somewhere.
It just gets all sorts of. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's horrifying.
you know the old school gray garbage cans.
Yeah, I'm
with
familiar.
wheels.
Yeah.
That's
One of
people would
those.
just like spray it out with the hose.
Oh my
and
God.
You just make it in there, and away you go, and you just take cups and.
Yep. This is
Holy
pre-COVID.
shit.
All like
Okay,
all
I
hands
never
in
did
it.
that.
Yeah.
Beer pong was full on.
Oh, see, I always we did it that way in your house,
yeah.
man. So you actually put the beer in the cups.
Yeah, that
Now, like,
okay, yeah.
I mean, the first time we went and did that over at sometimes Ryan's house, and he was like, "I'll use the water,"
Oh,
and we're like, "What?"
Right.
And he was like, "That's disgusting," you know. And they thought about it, but he's like, "Yeah, actually, you're
is.
right, but."
You gotta drink the beer.
Yeah, but you gotta drink the beer. So he's well, you have a beer on the side and you just take a hit. It's like, well, how do I know you drank the whole fucking
Yeah.
thing? You know?
Like when we actually used to play actual quarters. Like,
Oh yeah, well that's even worse. Then you're taking other people's money and throwing it in what you're gonna drink.
that's the game. Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's the game.
Yeah. That-
So that's actually pretty good at quarters. So
I wasn't good. I mean, I was in that 80% of people that played, not the 10% that are getting it like on the floor, and not the other 10% of the people are like fucking Gambit from the X-Men. You know, so it's. But yeah, okay. I guess I didn't know that there was a version of this where you just throw all the shit in a trash can.
Yeah, it's jungle juice.
Okay. I guess I had the classy version.
Actually, that is pretty classy. If they just filled up a watermelon with that stuff, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of it was neat. It didn't taste good.
I know.
Now the ones that we would prepare, then that was like Everclear.
Oh
and
Lord,
like
Christ.
Everclear and like High C.
I'll bet you
And then all
that's
the
probably not too bad. Yeah.
But the fruit would be just potent.
Yeah.
They absorb everything
Yeah.
like nobody's business.
Yeah. So he's like a booze sponge.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that, and this was something that they ended up doing at that bar downtown. But I remember, like, well before that, they learning the like vodka and pickles thing was awesome.
Oh, that's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been around for
Yeah.
ages. Yeah. 2 shots of vodka with little kosher pickles after it. It's really
Delicious.
good.
Yeah. I don't know why they go so well together. I
don't know either.
Salty. I
I
don't
thought you
know.
meant like a pickle injected with vodka.
No, yeah. So
Well, you know what that is? That's elements of a martini there, right there. It's the salty bit.
yeah. It depends on the martini though. There's like this
The
whole
dirty,
there's this
yeah.
like whole spectrum of those. So I've actually never really been a fan of martinis. So
They're good.
I never did either.
I've never been big on gin, to tell you the truth.
Gin is fine.
Yeah.
It's just well.
Nobody drank gin.
It's the only
drank
if it's
gin.
the only thing that's left, man. In my house it gets drank. Or
drank
it used to. Yeah.
Just gin and ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I thought it was just refreshing. I didn't
It is
like
pretty
pound
refreshing,
it,
yeah.
but like
Kind of tastes like Fresca.
it tastes like Fresca fermented in a pine tree, right? So it is. It always tastes piney. So like that was like if you're gonna do some day drinking and it's hot, gin and ice was just so refreshing.
Beer time.
You know what? Okay, so I can understand
Yeah,
that.
beer
All right,
time.
all right.
So yeah.
They're good to lounge for a day. 'Cause, like, I don't know. Once you start beer, then you're going
You're
to the
done.
bathroom all the time.
Yeah.
And you're gonna keep like,
Yeah.
Well,
or if you stop at one. But if you have like 3 or 4, and then
I don't think I've ever stopped at one beer. Yeah.
oh, plenty of times. Well, because I'm not the beer drinker you guys were.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
But I would say, okay, so if it was a hot day, I can definitely see that being a Corona day.
Coronas are great. I love Coronas on hot days. So
That would work.
it's the best. I used to keep Corona in my toilet tank. So have a shower beer when I got home.
I can see that. That sounds awesome.
You keep them icy cold in there, man.
really,
And it's right next to the shower.
You're not drinking the water.
No, man. In fact, you run it under the shower water for just a minute or so. You know,
I was definitely thinking. I was like, how high does that water go?
the toilet tank. Yeah, the
yeah, the
yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah, the
Well,
back.
the beer
yeah.
will also displace some of that
which
water.
would make it rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like the back.
Well, you
is-
can adjust that because it's got the plunger on it that goes up and down. Yeah.
And you're
also-
right. It's drinkable water technically.
It's clean water.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know. I've pulled the lid on a couple toilet tanks, and I wouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
No.
I mean,
Oh, well, that's like there's a lot of rust in here.
quote rust. Yeah.
Well, okay, that, but
I think there's life in here. You know?
and also the upper deck on there is not at normal, like brimming over.
Oh
True,
yeah,
true.
yeah,
There's definitely some room in there for a reason.
yeah. But now that used to be like when I came home from work. So I'd have beer in the toilet tank. I'd take a shower when I got home from work. So rather than
Wow.
On the railroad.
no, not on the railroad. This was when I was throwing luggage for a living.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so
'Cause
that
you
was-
just get fucking gnarly, especially when I worked like there was like one year where I worked at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, and so I'd get home at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so it was like, okay, shower time, beer, small nap, then I'm going out. You know, kind of thing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was great. So
Yeah, you essentially were you were that was like your 2 aspirin.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
almost like having 2 days in one. Okay, but man, like fucking 8 o'clock at night would roll by real fast.
Oh,
and you'd be
sure,
like, "Fuck,
yeah.
I better get to bed." If I didn't get to bed before 10, I was kind of fucked. So the next day,
Did you get up at like what 3?
something like that. Yeah, because the airport was a good 45 minutes
Yeah.
away. So yeah, it was a hike. But yeah, we had to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning to get the mail. It sucked.
Get the mail. Oh,
Yeah.
that you guys are flying around or whatever.
Yeah, in the morning. So
There's not a fleet of mail planes, is there?
it flies commercial. Yeah, mail flies commercial. So, well, nowadays, man, all the package companies have planes.
Yeah, that's true.
I see fucking Amazon planes come in all the time now. Down here,
It's pretty wild.
it is pretty
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, used to never see Airbuses. And it's like, what the? Oh,
Oh,
Cool.
You, right.
it's you guys.
You guys.
You
Yeah.
guys and your crazy fucking Lex Luthor CEO. So,
That story,
dude, that
man.
guy's brain has gone smooth, man.
What am I supposed to say? Is it the whole story of tear down this bridge so my gigantic yacht can go through?
Did you see that motherfucker? It's like the size of a World War II
Yes.
aircraft carrier.
And this is like a 100-year-old historic bridge. And it's just so his gigantic yacht can go through.
Well,
Oh my
so
God.
like the thing that really, like everybody's like, oh, blah, 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 about this. I was like, but obviously, when they built it, they knew it was going to be this big. And so the price of tearing down this bridge was baked into it before they put a single piece of iron on this thing. So, it's like, so this has been part of the plan all along. I mean,
Oh, so the boat couldn't escape.
no, they
without-
built it in a place where they knew it was too big to get out of there before they even laid it down. And so I guarantee you they already, well, okay, we got to remove that bridge.
Well,
all
the
right? If we're
historic bridge, supposedly.
well, who the fuck cares? Obviously, someone signed off on it because they started building the fucking thing. It's not like they built it so that it would fit under the bridge, and then all of a sudden he shows up and says, "Double it."
Oh, you mean the ship?
Yeah, the ship.
No. I was talking about the bridge.
Oh no, yeah, the bridge is definitely
Right,
a historic thing. But I mean, that's my point: is that they knew they were going to tear it out before they even started the boat.
He just put
Right.
another zero.
Yeah, he just put
whatever
another
it cost
zero
to
on
buy
that
the
check.
bridge.
Yeah, and said, "Oh, build him a new bridge."
Make it fancy this time.
Right,
Yeah.
make it removable.
I might want to come back here someday.
Right. This one has to accommodate a gigantic ship.
Right.
have
God
it
dang,
do
but it
the
is like
uppity
the
things
biggest
and stuff.
fucking. It's like grotesque, man. So,
You know what I'd like to think?
oh,
I'd like to think that with this asshole, that this gigantic ship he's created is basically like the same way that we would treat a pinball machine. So you talk about getting it, but 6 months after you get it, you never play it, and you got like your laundry on it.
it's the pool table.
Yeah.
You finally got a pool table, so you play the fuck out of pool for 6 months,
Got the
and then it turns into a laundry table. Yeah.
Biggest, most ostentatious yacht. He got tired of it in 6 months because it's like, well, I have it. I never
Yeah.
use it, you know.
Yeah. And he's like, "You guys want to take it out for a spin this weekend?" It's got a full crew and staff
Just
on it.
spin
you know.
out where? Turn in a little circle and
Well, yeah, no, to Hawaii and back, whatever.
Well, yeah, because then at that point it's like, so what do you want to do on this yacht? It's like, I have a tennis court. It's like, yes, but we have a land tennis court. We don't have to get on your goddamn boat to play
Right, yeah.
tennis. You know, so
I can ride my jet ski.
because the whole appeal is I'm doing everyday people things, but I'm doing it while I'm floating, right?
Yeah.
Well, because what, and eventually you're like, yes, but you're going to use this as a means of conveyance, right? It's like, yes, but I can get to Hawaii in 6 hours by flying.
Yeah, my private supersonic jet. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So if this is going to be a pinball machine for this guy, just on a different scale, we don't have that kind of resource.
I don't know how I feel about that. Is it supposed to make me feel better or not?
You're supposed to make you feel better because I like to think that somebody buys it at a heavily discounted rate.
Yeah, I guess, but
You know, and
like
they
the
get,
piece of it that I see is like, okay, I can identify with the pool table that you spent $2,000 on,
But that's what it is to him.
Well, I know, but that's what it is to him. But
It's just like $5.
yeah, but for him to experience the same feeling that I would get out of a fucking pool table that would take 6 months to wear it thin, this motherfucker's gonna spend enough money that would feed probably most of Africa for 2 years.
No, that's fantastic. That's actually good.
Wait, okay,
He needs
run me
to
by
spend
that.
his money.
Yeah, we don't want them hoarding money.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah,
actually-
okay,
because
yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
that. How many jobs
Alright.
are actually
Oh, quite a
bolstered
few.
by
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
blowing his money on this. As a matter of fact, he should build a fleet of these things.
sure.
Like,
Just
give
burn
out
them all
like
down.
Oprah.
You know?
Well, no, I was going to say half of them should, launch missiles, and they should be like a.
They all
Like-
just line up in the ocean and play Battleship.
No. I'm
that'd be
just saying
awesome.
that they are like citizen soldiers. They're just like they're militia if we need it, and so if we need additional.
We have a militia navy.
But the rest of the time they're playing ping pong on the.
Oh yeah. It's just no. It's kind of like the Enterprise, right? So they have like a holodeck. They have like 10-4. They got like a bar. The Enterprise had an arboretum, right?
did have an
but at the
arboretum.
same time, when push came to shove, they had to blow the shit out of some Cardassians. So you take these things and they are floating hotels, right? But when wartime comes and they're like, dude, they're attacking China. You got the closest ship,
Everything transforms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
They clear off the deck and put the cannons up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bezos looks into the monitor with his one good eye and says, "Engage." And they go to Taiwan and fucking shoot the shit out of some Chinese.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're probably right. It'll sit and rust in the dock somewhere,
You can use it for a while, but
and he
then-
won't order another one. So we got to think of other ways to actually leech money out of that fucker. So, and he's not even the worst one. Like Elon Musk is actually richer than he is now. So
They're both richer than Zuckerberg.
they are
Ooh,
both richer.
he took a big hit.
Yeah, what happened? I saw
don't
stuff.
know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
it
why
just
they
absolutely
25%
tank.
I was going to ask you. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But Facebook or Meta is the I say it speaking spell stuff. Meta from now on. Like it's such a weird company because he's one of the only founders who's actually able to hang on to like controlling
Right.
stake in it
Right.
because he when he went public with it, he carved out himself the founder shares.
Yeah.
And these belong to the Zuckerberg,
Right. The one and only.
the one and only.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I remember when they had their IPO first came out, and I remember when their stock went down to like fucking $17. And I was like, yeah, I should buy that. But I didn't. And then it went way up, and then it kind of stayed kind of at a weird. And then there was
Right.
like a year last year where everybody's like, oh shit, this whole thing that he's going to do has been great, blah, blah, blah. And so I was watching it kind of creep up, but not near as much as like Tesla. So I made a lot of money
Right.
off Tesla, and I made a lot of money off Microsoft actually last year. So, and that's a way less controversial company than Meta.
Dude, the moves they're making right now, Microsoft, man, they totally surprised me.
What did they do?
Did you see their acquisition?
Oh, with Blizzard, Activision?
Activision?
I don't. Yeah, and I also saw that like the SEC, no, not the SEC. Who is it? The FTC, Federal Trade Commission, was going to actually look into that. As
They got no grounds.
probably not, and well, they got no fucking teeth either, man. So there are so many other companies out there that have such easier targets than that.
Well, the shit they've let Apple slide on for years, like
Oh yeah, well, on Facebook. I mean, the easiest low-hanging fruit out there is to separate it from Instagram, man. And so if the
Yeah.
Trade Commission's not going to do anything about that, then okay, they're obviously not going to do anything about Activision.
yeah, they had no grounds for it. Yeah, I was just surprised, and I can understand your Facebook reticence because at that time, like when it was skidding down to like $17. I guess my thought was like, oh, okay, well, you're just about to become the next MySpace. You're about to get dumped on and be just the... because wasn't that when they were coming out with like Google Plus and...
Oh yeah, and they had Google Chat and
There was one other one that was popping up, but it came and died
well,
so
yeah,
fast.
there was lots of them
Lens
that were going on at that point.
Oh,
in
no,
time.
no. Basically, the next Facebook. The next...
Oh,
and I remember like Google Plus being one that came and died fast. And
Yeah, Microsoft had one too for a little bit, didn't
Did they?
They were trying to do something along those lines. I don't remember what happened to it though. I might be wrong.
The Microsoft like blow up that I can remember was the acquisition of Skype, and then they just ran it into the ground.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then it left the door open for Zoom.
Yeah.
And now it's all TikTok, isn't it?
Oh,
TikTok is huge.
TikTok is huge but weird. So
I don't use it, so I have no idea.
that's the one that I actually keep my daughter away from.
That's what I
so
told my
yeah,
kid.
because it's like, okay, you can go do YouTube Shorts, you know.
Are you alright now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the nose draining.
Oh, okay. I thought you just barfed.
Oh, no.
It's like, you gotta come clean, man. If you
Yeah,
barf.
if you barf, podcast over. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. So that should be a rule from now on.
I'm gonna write that down. If you
Yeah,
barf.
if you barf, podcast over. Yeah. Oh, that's too long for a title, though.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I also like if you barf.
If you barf, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. If you barf, you get out of work.
Yeah, that's true. And
yeah,
school.
if you barf, you don't have to go to the appointment today.
You don't have to go to school.
You don't have to go to school.
You barf in school, you're coming home.
You're coming home. If
Yep.
you barf at work, you're going home.
You're going home.
Yep.
I work through barfing.
You work through barfing?
Yeah. I
Fuck
was
that.
working remotely.
Fuck that. I'd still call in sick.
He was at home.
I'd stop working. I'd call in stop working.
Well,
Can you
the
do
other,
that?
I don't know. The other guy that I was working with was already off for bereavement time.
Oh.
And so I was like the lead person. I'm just like, I think I can get through it. And I did.
I will say, I've worked through some hellacious illnesses at Baker.
Yes.
Well, you guys are trapped up there, right? They're not going to
Why?
turn you loose if
Yeah.
you're sick, right?
I'd heard maybe 1 or 2 stories of guys being sent away because they were sick.
You had to be
That
bad.
sick, and we're talking about death
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I'm glad some of that's actually changing now, man. People still freak out a little bit when somebody's sick. We had a whole scare at our office last week. Both
Did you?
all the front office staff was out with the COVID.
Uh,
And so I was like, oh my God, everybody's going to get it. I was like, good, I'll stay home.
fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
Learn from this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doctor on Rogan, he was just like, he talked about how contagious factor the different COVIDs were. And he's like, this one is the 7 to 10, which is where you're going to infect like 7 to 10 people. He's like, it's so contagious. Let me put it to you this way. You all will get it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
don't worry about like the masks, the vaccines, the whatever. It's not going to matter. And he said that, you know how you got COVID right after getting the shot?
Yeah.
He said they knew that happens. You are actually more susceptible to get COVID immediately after before your body can build its immunity up.
Yeah, because doesn't it knock that down? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Well, there's another component to that people often don't consider, right? It's not as though they came to my house with the shot. You go to a pharmacy or you go to a doctor's office.
I went to the Montgomery wards. It was full of people trying to get the shot.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
What? It exists?
Well, no, the building's
building.
still
Oh.
there, but that's where the city actually set up their like vaccination center when
Gotcha.
they first released them. So I went down there. There were hundreds of people there. So of course, if somebody there's got it,
There it goes.
yeah,
Yeah, it's evidently what doesn't happen, what people think happens, where they say like, well, they give you this dose of this and then your body, reacts to it because you have like a little bit of it, is not true.
No.
But
No.
you're going to a place where you weaken the system, hang out with people that are sick, catch some of their sick, and then wander off.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that Mayor Garcetti can't stop the spread by holding his breath.
Mayor Garcetti, who's this?
Los Angeles.
Oh,
That dude,
did he say you could hold your breath and you'd be all right?
he took his mask off for a photo shoot.
And he said he was holding his breath.
He said he was holding his breath,
Yeah.
so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think one of the better interpretations I saw, I don't think this was Malone who was saying this. Because he was more so, well, we're all just going to fucking get it, so who the fuck cares kind of thing.
Yeah, he
So-
definitely wouldn't.
Kind of like that a little bit, but there was like another guy that I was listening to on the radio actually on the way down to work the other day. And he kind of like put it in a little bit of perspective. He's like, okay, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit like the flu, but it's going to be bad for some people, okay? And so it means if you're fucking sick, stay home, okay? Because, you know, you never know where other people are in terms of how well they're prepared to actually handle it and shit like that. And so, you know, just take a couple days off work. Fuck it, you know? So that's that whole thing about like, oh, well, just tough it out and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, fuck that. Stay home. If you're sick, don't get on that goddamn airplane. You know, fucking, yeah.
Well, so
Yeah, just stay home, man. It's cool.
So I have new students, and a lot of them are Koreans, right? And we were talking about COVID, and we were talking about masks and all that other stuff. And I was, asking him about the masking situation. I was like, this wasn't new to Asian cultures before.
No.
He's like, yes, but there's a difference. I was like, really? What's that? He said, the masks were not worn by people that were trying to stop themselves from getting sick.
Yeah.
You put the mask on when you were sick because you didn't want to give it to anybody.
See, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a cool. I was like, I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
I always thought when I saw it, those were guys like germaphobes on the train, like, ugh, and I get it. We live
Well,
here.
in America, it was always like that
Oh, of
before.
course,
Yeah. If you
yeah.
saw somebody with a mask, it was like, oh, I'm so sorry you have cancer.
Right, you have cancer,
Oh, yeah.
you're Michael Jackson, whatever.
Right, yeah.
It's just something weird. Right, there's something up with you where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's leukemia.
Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
leukemia.
Right. No, I
I
understand.
get it, man.
But, yeah, that
Let me
was
get the
whole-
door for you. Yeah.
But he was like, well, you put on the mask so you don't infect other people, but that sure as shit doesn't mean that you're missing a day of work.
Right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
right,
Yeah.
right. And,
God, I am so far not on board with that. I'm like,
flight.
I am about as far away from that as you can get, man. So that you've got to dedicate so much shit to your job that you need to go in there when you feel rough. I mean, I remember, well, you worked in a fucking high school, man. So,
Yes.
yeah, you were sick all the time, man.
The worst pneumonia I had. I was going to die.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, man. So,
I couldn't see a doctor. I didn't have time.
yeah. No, that's ridiculous. So, and I remember seeing people all the time like, well, I don't want to burn any sick time. Or, the whole PTO bullshit where
Oh, yeah.
everybody's got PTO. Nobody's got sick days anymore. And so,
Biggest
taking
scam.
its day off is for being sick is essentially burning one of your vacation days.
Yes.
So it's absolute horseshit. And my job, I don't even get sick leave. So I work for the fucking state.
Right.
Right. So the only way that I get it is that I pay for the short-term disability. And so if I actually do, if I do get sick, I'm calling in for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's just like, the whole idea that you would actually just kind of, tough it out because it's the right thing to do. The same thing with like the COVID. Everybody's like, oh well, open everything up, blah blah blah, because it's the right thing to do. It's like, yeah, that's okay, but people are still gonna get sick. So,
Buddy. Toughing it out because it's the right thing to do. With my dad, that was lung cancer.
right.
He was just like, oh, it's just a bad cold.
Yeah. With my dad, it was bladder cancer.
What an awesome club.
It was
yeah, I
great,
know,
man,
I know.
yeah.
But it was just like, it's like, I'm not missing work.
At least your dad told you guys.
Well, it's not like he was thrilled.
Well, no, I get it. Yeah.
Because
So,
we finally went into the hospital, they're like, so we have to put a tube in you to get this fluid out.
right.
Then we're going to figure out what's wrong with you. But
Right.
he's just walking around with,
Yeah.
a jug of amber fluid in his lungs. But he toughed it out.
He toughed it out. Yeah.
He toughed it out.
Yeah. No, that's crazy, man.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's an absurd examination of this, where it's I can't believe this is our work culture.
I think some of it's changing.
I would agree.
But, it's kind of going back to the way that it was, too. So I was actually polling my students about this the other day. We were just talking about the future of the workforce and stuff like that. And I asked them, how many of y'all want to work from home? 0.
What?
None of them wanted to. I don't know what to make from that.
I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay, all right, question.
Mm-hmm.
How old is the average student in your
These
class?
are just
College,
these.
so
Yeah, these are just
18,
college.
22.
So they're 22.
Okay. What percentage of them are living at their
Home.
folks' home?
None.
No? Oh, okay.
No,
so
not
these-
really.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay.
that's not as common at my school as it is in others.
Okay, because I'm going to say if you don't want to work from home because your mom's there and...
Right, that's not what I asked. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I was kind of surprised by that. So, like, I don't know. I'm going to do some more polling on that one just to kind of see what. I was really shocked. And I was like, what? You guys don't want to work from home? And everybody was like, no.
Because they don't want to meet people and stuff.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
That's probably a piece of it. I think the other piece of it is they've been trapped at home for the last 3 years.
Oh.
So, a lot of them were trapped in their last year of high school. So, maybe. I have no idea. I know they all feel like they're getting robbed out of their college experience, and I agree with them.
Oh,
on that
yeah.
one. Yeah. Because the school's
Won't
fucking
let you do
insane.
anything.
Yeah. But.
Are you barfing?
Oh my God. Will
yeah.
you calm down?
Yeah, if you barf, we turn off the
Yeah.
podcast.
I'll aim for your computer so you know.
Like, my microphone's in the way. Don't do that.
Is barfing your gigantic
Yeah, you're
cup?
gigantic Freddy's
Yeah.
cup there. Yeah.
Put it right back.
Yeah. Don't, man.
Do that. Remember when Kevin did that at the bar?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Kevin, it was Scott.
Oh, I thought that Kevin did that in New York.
Nope. That
Oh.
Kevin.
Oh, he barfed in the trap. That's
yeah,
what it
he
was.
did. He
Yeah.
barfed in the well.
Yeah,
That
he
was
barfed in the
so-
well. That was horrifying.
I laughed.
I think
Oh,
we
I was
all
way
laughed
drunk.
because we were way drunk. Yeah, when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was Scott that barfed in the cup when they were at that bar, and they got kicked out.
Yeah, I think they would kick you out for that.
Yeah.
I've only thrown up in a bar once. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really recall.
Oh no, I
throwing
threw
at
up
a
on
bar.
the TNTs.
Yeah, you
Out
did
back.
That was
Yeah.
yeah. I threw up on the TNTs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
out back. That's actually the last time I've ever been there. That was probably what, a decade ago.
I was following a football draft that we were in person.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
that's
my daughter was actually born.
Yeah, but she must have been a youngling.
Yeah, she must have been really young. It was only after a couple years of having a daughter. I was like, I'm not going back to a strip club again. So,
I guess I understand.
Yeah,
no,
it
it's
feels
fine. I'm
weird,
not
man.
gonna. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna give you any grief. about
maybe
it.
when she leaves the house, as long as I don't see her there. So,
That's on you to police.
then
man.
I would barf
That's-
and we would
that's-
end the podcast.
I think you have a different discussion with your daughter that like you don't need to do this shit in person. Like do an OnlyFans, you'll make way more.
Oh, you'll
money
make
and
way
don't
more
have to
money
leave
on
the house.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, reach a wider audience.
Much wider audience.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Well, and then you can put up with all the creepy from a distance too. So,
That actually counts for a lot.
yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
you think?
So, yeah, I
Counts for a
do.
whole hell of a lot.
So, I mean, like, all that shit's online now, man. I mean, if you go actually to a strip club these days,
Yeah.
I don't think you see the same people there that you did 10 years ago. They're probably
No,
decidedly
you,
older.
you do well. The same
They're
people.
all the same people.
They're probably the same people, yeah. So,
the exact same people. Yeah.
exact same people. So, I thought I recognized that truck.
No, you're right. I don't know. I'm at a weird point with that shit. Like, I guess I don't have a problem with it in principle because if you, obviously, let me say it this way: if you're getting customers, that means there's a need, right? And so you're fulfilling that.
Sure.
But then again, I've also expressed my discomfort with the utter whoring out of Twitch. So that's different.
Is it?
I've said so because
Yeah.
the Twitch as a video game platform is primarily geared toward children. I'm not saying that it's necessarily for them, but it's something that calls in
Yeah,
children.
it's probably made for 13-year-old boys. Yeah.
And children don't know how to react to that kind of stuff.
13-year-old boys know exactly how to react to that. They watch more of it.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
You're right, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the problematic part
Yeah.
where these people then go ahead and grab mommy's credit card or whatever. And
So, do you think, like, if if Twitch actually cleaned all that shit off, all right, so we're going back. We're just being a video. We're going to kill all the podcasts. We're going to kill all the sportscasts.
Yes.
We're going to kill everything. It's just going to be a straight up video game thing.
Yes.
Would those 13-year-old boys then go over to whatever site the women went to
Some of them.
and abandon
Yeah.
Twitch?
Some of them.
Half.
Half? Yeah.
No. What they do is they'd run it in 2 different browser windows because it's there to meet different needs.
Well, I'm guessing like that stuff existed out there before Twitch.
It did. Well, yeah, but you had to pay. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to pay for Twitch. Yeah.
and it's not like these women are putting on sex shows or something. It's just
No.
they are.
Well, I mean, sucking on ears on a microphone is about as close to like a synthetic blowjob that you can get
I
without getting
agree,
in trouble.
but at the same time,
I mean, if you turn off the screen and leave the sound on, it's essentially the same.
it is. However, I think you and I would both agree that there is still a line yet to be crossed.
I think they're probably going to hold the line where they're at right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's what I'm saying. So there is a line, although they are stretching it. There is still that line there, and yeah, I'm just saying that the attention span on these guys is you're going to be watching, Command and Conquer Red Alert in one window.
Oh, no, they're not. 13-year-old boys are going to watch that fucking
Whatever.
Rush
They're
shit.
fucking well, no, in one window, and then you're going to watch
Sure.
Amaranth in your other window.
Is that how you say that? Amaranth?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just seen the name in articles so many times.
I know. She pops up and says, I bought a gas station. It's like, okay, good for you.
Right.
So,
Gas station.
oh, yeah. It's like, I don't know why, but so video games and Twitter drive like the articles that you fucking see.
Exactly. Yes.
Anymore. And so it's like, since she's kind of in that video game world that has to do with Twitch, it's like, oh, so-and-so got banned. Boom. There's an insider article like 10 minutes later about it. And the same thing's
gotcha.
true with Twitter. It's like, oh, so, I mean, it's the whole thing. It's like, Glenn Greenwald said blah, blah, blah. Here's like fucking 9 reaction pieces that are up within
Right.
half an hour.
Right.
So, and just absolutely clog that Twitter feed, or I mean, your news feed. So, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I've stayed away from everything, so.
Good, man. That's good for you.
Well, well, I mean, you have your own world that you're in. I mean, this just has some intersection with some of the crap that I watch, right? So,
Mine don't really interact with the rest of the world, though.
I don't know what's in yours.
Yeah.
The regular stuff I do
Like-
at home.
If you just open
You're
up
watching CNN, man?
Sometimes.
Oh.
if you open up a Google browser right now on your phone, okay, I'm very curious as to the stories that pop up.
If I open up a Google browser,
So if I just hit
Yeah,
Google,
if you just go to Google,
Yeah.
right. What I'm curious on is in that Discover part. What are the stories that pop up on
where
your
is
board?
Discover?
Yours is all sports.
Bengals QB Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Kawhi Leonard, John Morant, everything about Denver Broncos, Brian Flores, Luka Doncic, John Elway, air fryer frozen French fries, Chris Paul, Nuggets, new Samsung phone, NFL
Valheim.
draft, Tom Holland.
This is where you just scroll down on this?
Yeah.
Shit, I never even noticed this.
Yeah.
Why the U.S. Navy never built a nuclear battleship?
Okay, we're looking at the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's like this.
Oh well, no, I just have the dark theme on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colorado Attorney General seeks court order to stop an owner of Colorado Springs Company. Fuck, yours is on top. Yeah! We're brothers, man.
I do have a Joe Burrow quarterback one too.
I don't. I have more video game stuff. Like, I've got Red Dead Online players have launched a revival campaign. Valheim shares more info on caves.
All right. So I have that same one that you had.
Okay.
16 Penn swimmers send letter saying teammate Leah Thomas has an unfair advantage.
Oh, I don't have a trans article here.
I sure do.
It must be linked to your Twitter.
The fate of Yellowstone season 5 has been decided.
Uh-oh.
Yes, they're making another season.
I don't know. I watched the first season because I was on the rig. Bengals QB Joe Burrow. Legendary bedroom skills go viral. Game 7.
Well, that was my number one.
Oh, okay. Let's see. An unforgettable Keanu Reeves movie is now streaming on Netflix. Let's see. Chinese officials interrupt live Olympic TV broadcast, push reporter out of frame.
Oh, I saw that on the ADV podcast today.
God. Really?
Yeah. Their speculation was that in China there's no such thing as live TV. All right, so nothing gets broadcast live.
Right.
And so, this guy who was like from, I think it was the Netherlands or Belgium or something like that, who spoke perfect Chinese, is getting like grabbed and trying to, this dude with this like red armband,
Yeah.
who's obviously some kind of he was a goon, is trying to push this guy, say, no, you can't film here, because he was just filming out on a street corner. And it just looks like a city behind it, like underneath an underpass or something like that. But apparently, like there's this place where you're supposed to do all your reporting. It's this really nice, pretty room. It has nice lighting, and it's supposed to look really cool. But this guy's like, fuck that, let's just go out here and film.
Right.
And so this dude just comes up and starts like pushing him and tackling him and trying to push him out of frame. Meanwhile, this is a live broadcast back to Europe, and the anchor at the desk is like, "What the fuck is happening? Are they going to take him away?"
Oh my gosh!
So day number 2 of the Olympics.
Wow.
What are you going to do? How are you going to start this thing off? And Speaker Pelosi is telling all the athletes, "Don't protest there. You can get in trouble."
She said that?
Oh yeah, twice.
Yeah. Like in trouble with the Chinese or in the trouble with us?
With the Chinese.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
No. The message is, protest will take care of you.
Protest will take care. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you on that one.
Not stifle.
I wasn't saying that. She was saying that you'll get in trouble with us. I'm glad that's not. Yeah.
Like, you have no say in that. It's it was just like, you stupid bitch. You're over here like taking a fake pretend knee for BLM.
Yeah.
Right? But you're saying, don't protest over there. You'll get in trouble. Fuck you. God, man. There's
Don't even worry. But dude, she's retiring. She's done.
No, she's not.
No, she's not.
She says she's coming back.
Oh, well, she won't be in charge anymore. That's for sure. So, God, she's ancient, man.
She is, and just
How old is she?
I don't know. She's
Oh, the flesh is peeling back.
Yeah. I actually think she's younger than Donald Trump, though. So
yeah, he's old.
Yeah,
but,
that guy's older than you think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, but and Biden's old, but
yeah,
I think she's in the 7.
she's definitely a septuagenarian.
Yeah.
She might be an octogenarian.
no way. She has.
I don't think. Yeah, I think
She
she's in
hasn't
her
crossed the
70s.
8 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
But yeah, she doesn't walk in places where like fucking window unit ACs can like fall on her or.
Right.
I don't know.
God, she made so much money. I actually did dive into the.
It's absurd.
Yeah, but she's not even the worst offender,
No,
man.
there are
Which is
other
kind of
crooks
like
on
the
there.
one guy that on there that's really surprised me was Dan Crenshaw, and I was like, "You fucking two-faced motherfucker, man!" So, fucking yeah, Solid Snake himself. Fucking cleaned house.
Yeah.
Like COVID times or the insider trading?
Insider trading thing, man. He was like in the top 5.
Wow.
I mean, the top guy is like bananas off the chart.
Oh yeah,
how much
he's
made.
got he's like lapping the other people.
Yeah.
But it's not like the other people weren't making small
they're
amounts.
doing
He
fine.
just made
No,
so much more. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember either. He was some no-name congressman, so who sits on the finance committee or something, It's just like, oh my God. So, between that and the whole Ukraine thing that's going on right now, because I saw polling on both of those. It's like, should members of Congress be able to use inside information in order to actually trade individual stocks? It was like 99% to 1.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Why are you even asking?
Yeah. So, and then the other one, should the United States go to war over the border in the Ukraine? It was like 85 to 10.
No,
you know,
we don't care.
And then you watch I actually have to give up on the evening news now, man. I was actually watching ABC's news with David
Muir. Yeah.
for a while, and he seemed like fine and stuff, but even it started leaking, oh, China and Russia, blah 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 blah. I was like, oh god damn it, you guys are doing this too, man.
Yeah,
and you were like my
yeah.
refuge between two local newscasts that I actually kind of like.
I know.
You know, and so now I was like, all right, well, I'll hold it in until you come in. Then I'll go take a shit and come back.
Yeah. And you watch it, you sit down, and you're like, oh, this is just a nice white man with a perfectly clean haircut. I can trust him.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He looks like an anchor from 25 years ago.
He kind of does. So he's got a slightly crooked face, you know.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're not supposed... You have to have kind of a weird defect that puts you on the news instead of in Hollywood.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, not like the gap tooth that gets you on a late night show, you know, kind of
Correct.
thing. Yeah.
Correct.
Or the weird hair. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why...
Yeah, the giant chin. Yeah.
Exactly. And the same... I mean, it goes double for, like, local news. Right?
Oh,
That's where Heather Scold's weird smile and, like, crooked grin comes in.
Oh, it's
Everything
perfect.
else is great, but
Yeah.
she's got that weird
Yeah.
thing. It's like, this is why you can't be an actress.
Right. Yeah, this is why you're a news anchor.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah.
And you get, like, bonus points for being local.
Yep. Yep. Or at least going to a local college. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but no, those guys were doing it too the other day. I was like, fuck, man. All my newscasters suck now.
Did you see where they broke down the actual demographics of the viewers of cable news?
Oh, it's horrifyingly bad. So, you know, like, dude, like,
Ancient?
in Fox, their average age was like 78. So it's fucking amazingly old, you know?
Well, okay, it wasn't just that. So what is the highest rated show?
Oh, Tucker Carlson.
All right.
Which has got like a tenth of what Rogan gets.
Well, this was the funny part, was they broke down the demographics further of who's watching Tucker. Mm-hmm. And it's like 45% Democrats.
just doing it to get
call
mad.
them out.
Yeah, just doing it just to get mad. Yeah.
What? Oh,
But they're like 75-year-old fucking
but-
Democrats. I gotta turn it on to get my blood pressure up at night, man. So before I take my peels. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you saw the utter collapse of CNN this week.
they got rid of
Well, they got rid of their dude. You know,
They got
Jeff
rid of
Zucker.
their dude,
Yeah.
man. Like that place is falling apart. And I know over there on the other side, Maddow went
She's
on like
leaving.
indefinite hiatus.
Yeah.
And she's their highest rated program.
Oh, and yeah, she wants to start her own podcast and streaming service now too. Or no, she's working on a movie or something like that. And it's like, who the fuck is going to watch that? Well, it's the same thing as like CNN is trying to launch a streaming service as well, and I think it died before it even got out of the barn. So, you know.
That is pathetic.
It's who would pay extra money for that? I mean, it's bad enough. So I got the YouTube TV. The YouTube TV has been trying to shove the Olympics down my fucking throat for the last
Boy,
week.
howdy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Every time you boot it up, it's like, oh, which sport do you want to watch in the Olympics? I'm like, none of these. Go to my subscriptions, please. So, but every time you boot it up, it's sending you back there, and it's like, no, I'm not giving NBC a fucking second of my attention here.
Right.
Even though I like the Olympics, man, I do like the Winter Olympics. All right.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'm not
if
going to
it's
watch
in-
it if it's in Beijing, and I'm not going to do it in a context where, like, you know, I mean, this whole thing, like, even they were talking about this on my podcast today too. So they actually had someone who, I think she was a bobsledder or something like that from somewhere in Europe. Does her PCR test before you go out there. She's clean and stuff like that. Walks around China for like 2 days, gets positive.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're like, "Oh, you can't fucking do that in China. So you didn't get that from here. You must have brought it in from outside." And they're like, "No, I took the fucking test before I got on the plane." Kind of thing. It's like, well, that's okay, but you can stay here and still compete as long as you quarantine for like 3 days or whatever. And so, but then they just whisked her off to this location. She's like, I don't know where the fuck I am.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Whoa.
She's like, none of my people are here. My coach ain't here. You know, I have no national representatives here. I just have these dudes who speak this language that I don't speak, who are telling me to stay in this room. You know, and it's just,
Oh,
man, it's like
wow.
crazy, man.
Oh, it's
So-
like so on like ADB last week when they took they basically broke down the IOC charter and they said
Right.
that
I better go watch back then. Yeah.
well basically they said that one of the basically the fundamental part of the IOC is that athletes are allowed to express themselves.
absolutely.
And if they're not supposed to be able to host the Olympics,
Great.
right? That's why it stays out of
Yeah.
repressive regimes, right? But they're like, since they stepped on Article 1 of this, that was basically saying, okay, well, so we know who you're in the pocket of. And if we know you're in the pocket of this thing, that means you don't get it,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But they're like, oh, well, we'll build all the stadiums and shit. So, we'll pay for everything and yada, yada, yada. And then, by the way, we're going to actually, like, get a few guys on your committee as well.
Right.
Who are going to abstain from these votes so you don't have a quorum in order to actually be able to censor anything. So it's like, everybody sees the fuck you're doing, man.
Yeah.
But they don't let it go.
Well, of course, because it cuts checks and, nobody else wants to do that. So it's the same reason why the Russians held it like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Or what was Sochi was the last one? So maybe that was like 8 years ago or
Close
something.
enough.
Yeah.
But
But it was one of those things. It was like, oh, this is a complete cover up for your doping scandal.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and so now we have the team that represents Russia.
Right.
Oh, speaking of which, did you see that they actually dropped the name for the Washington
my
football
God.
team?
The Commanders.
The Commanders.
I was in love with Washington.
I kind of thought it was pretty
Yeah.
cool too. Yeah, I mean, it was slowly growing on me, but now they're gonna change it to the Commanders.
And the logo looks like just the W anyway. Like they didn't
Yeah.
even like
Yeah.
do anything other than like throw Commanders like onto the jersey in like small print. I'm like, you guys don't even like this name.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of. Like, do you remember in the first Tecmo Bowl they had the players but not the teams, and so they made up
Oh.
these like fake
Yeah.
ass logos when the rosters would run? That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks
Right.
like a fake ass team, like a placeholder from a video game.
It's like you guys are a multi-billion-dollar thing, can hire out the best people to create shit. And that?
This is what
Like,
happens
do
when
a
you just
contest.
go off of
Do a
fucking
contest.
consensus.
Well, they did.
Yeah,
And they took like the 10th thing from the list.
that was
No.
the 10th thing from the
I don't
list.
know. It was
Oh.
way down there.
You
like,
do
the
a
fans
contest, you let the fans vote, and whatever penis-shaped thing you get,
Yeah.
it's what you rule.
It's
That's
Bodie
the rules.
McBoatface. Yeah,
Where do I know that from? Where is
that was that original one with that Noah boat that they built, the Oceanographic Research Vessel, and they this was in England, and they like, okay, let's do a contest. And Bodie McBoatface was like hands down the winner, and they were like, well, actually, we're going to call it after the famous explorer, but we'll nickname it Bodie McBoatface.
Oh,
And the whole internet was like, "Fuck you, man!"
Cowards.
Well, they did that right over here with the AAA team. So the vibes, yeah. So they had this
right.
poll, and everybody wanted to call it the Rocky Mountain Oysters.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, it's like hands down the winner on that one. And everybody's like, "Well, yeah, we're gonna name it after cow balls." That's great. And they're like, "Well, actually, no, we're gonna call it the Vibes because this place got a cool vibe." Quote quote. I'm making dick fingers for those of you who can't see. And then we're gonna have this mascot now called Toasty, who looks like a marshmallow who's on fucking fire. The year that we had the Black Forest fire. I mean, you could not make this shit up. So you could not make this shit up, and it's just like, man, you guys. I mean, if you're just gonna do what you're gonna do, then fucking do it.
Then don't.
Yeah,
let
don't
him
try it.
go.
And I've never been to one of their games, even though there's 3 blocks over that one. So
Dude, well, it's
I
funny.
used to go to Skies Up games.
I used to go all the time.
Yeah,
I
my
used
brother
to.
and I used to go $2 Tuesdays all the time. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's not quite nickel beer night, but it's
it was $2 beer night. Yeah,
yeah. But nickel beer night, they tear the stadium.
yeah, we did not tear the stadium apart. I mean, there's a police station about 3 blocks
Right,
away.
right.
So yeah,
Need to learn that lesson. No, it's no, it's funny that you say that too. That the vibes that is such a boardroom decision. That is
Oh,
like
yeah.
Really?
committee crappy.
just like Commanders. There's
It is, man.
really you.
Oh yeah, that's because somebody there somewhere is like, oh well, this is Washington. We got a lot of military folks around here, so how can we appeal to
We
them?
gotta be completely opposite of Redskins. So we're
Yeah.
Right.
So let's just steal some valor here.
The farthest thing from military service, man. It's just
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
absurd. Because
It's crazy. It's fucking football.
the only answer to that is to lean in harder.
Oh yeah, sure. Called the Dead Redskins. Oh.
No, it's a weird thing. It's like we're the Washington smallpox. We're the
We're the Washington Smallpox. We're the Washington Free Blankets.
not just blankets,
Free ones.
blankets.
Free blankets. Yeah.
which turns out that is absolute horseshit.
It did happen, but it's not like this concerted thing that everybody. Yeah.
No.
It did actually happen though. So
Not the way it was. I can't remember the person who got famous reporting this crap, but they totally inaccurate.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. It did happen, but it wasn't like like these
Working
guys.
against
Yeah,
ya.
twisting their
Yeah.
fucking 18th,
Curly mustaches.
19th
Yeah,
century
the guy in the
curly
fucking
mustache
Pringles
saying,
can.
This
Yeah.
is beautiful. It was just like, actually, no, they need some blankets, and then they did get smallpox from.
Right.
But it wasn't the army like going out and passing them out.
No, it wasn't walking around like, hey, cough on this, right?
Right, yeah.
Or whatever.
Here, wipe your ass with this.
What's this accent we're using?
I don't know. Is it mid-Atlantic or whatever it is?
At that time?
Well, whatever. I thought you were going with the William F. Buckley accent there because it's kind of perfect.
I was actually, I was picturing, it was a little bit more like Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
Because he seems like the type.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. You missed a couple of days of work. Why don't you go ahead and cough on this? We're gonna
Yeah,
give
cough
it to
on
the
this and go
Indians.
give it to that little kid over there.
Yeah.
All right, we're at $1.30.
All right.
Just so you were curious what the other names they had chosen.
Oh,
They
okay.
had red wolves,
Oh, that's
red,
not bad. That's not
yeah.
bad.
red hogs or warthogs,
Oh, the Hogs thing actually works too.
Yeah.
So
defenders, admirals. I like armada.
the Washington Armada. Oh, I like that too.
I saw that and I was like, dude,
And
that'd be cool.
You'd be the only plural singular in the league right now.
Is it
Plural singular.
Yeah, like sheep.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Armada.
Because
I
you
would
would say
have
armadas.
liked armada.
That's actually really good. Why the fuck did they pick Commanders?
Well, keep going on the list because these are
ahead.
all been better.
presidents and then keep Washington football.
It'd be really good if they actually called it Keep Washington. But no, we're going with Commanders, huh?
That's the worst.
The worst one.
They're all better. I love the Armada.
I do too. I was like,
I would actually
that-
become an Armada fan. Yeah.
Think about the logo.
Oh, you could have so many.
Oh, I'd want a Star Destroyer or something. Maybe the Capitol Dome on it.
You're just dorking this up in the best way possible. Just like,
Yeah, that's true.
No,
Yeah.
well, I mean, some kind of warship. Like, what would you put?
Either that or like airplanes, something.
Airplanes? There are no airplanes on.
the Jets, but they don't have a plane on there.
No. Well, do they, is there like
it's
a
the
little?
Jets.
They got the Wisp.
They get
Yes,
the little wisp.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's
I like the Armada.
I do
Yeah,
too.
that's too bad.
Maybe it's just what we call them.
Okay.
yeah,
We're
we're
like a
gonna
3-man crusade to call it the Armada.
Well,
So-
if it catches on, then we know it started here.
I bet you they're
Yeah.
scouting left and right for every other option that was out there.
Other than the Commanders.
And I guess they released it like they did the name announcement at like 9 a.m. in a parking lot.
Well, that means they're trying to get away with some bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't even.
That's
just
when you
that.
show up to some dude's, like gas propane joint.
They knew
What
it in
was it?
advance because they saw that they had started putting it up in places, and people had snapped pictures of it before the announcement even happened.
Yeah.
So, like, is that really the name?
This
That
bullshit.
sucks.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That really sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
Armada's good. Oh, well, we've got one more football game for you to make a prediction.
Oh, yeah. One last
Gonna
one.
go Bengals. They
Bengals
already
all the
pulled
way.
off what I didn't expect, so let's go.
Let's go Bengals, huh?
So, no, let's go Bengals.
All right.
was the least exciting football endorsement that we have ever had.
Yeah, that one was pretty lackluster. So,
Hooday!
is that the Bengals?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
But I
that
think
was
the Saints do it too.
oh yeah, I heard the
that's
Saints
what I was
do it.
thinking,
Yeah,
yeah.
But they've
yeah.
been saying it on the radio all day.
have they?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I
all
don't
week.
listen to that.
yeah, the radio. Yeah,
Unless it's full of extremist right-wing views, I don't listen to the radio.
yeah. And Rush Limbaugh's dead. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
These posers have taken up his mantle.
that's true.
All right.
All right, I'm Pat.
I will.
I'm Jeffrey. Go Bengals.
Go Bungles!
All right, hitting the
All
button.
right. Go Bengals.